What's the best he thought could happen with that? What was he hoping for? That I'd hear him shout that and I'd turn around and go, who said that then? Think of that, I just shout it out, that's brilliant. Just, oh, God. I was going to bed, but do you want to be mates? I warmed up at the Royal Albert Hall for you, so... Actually, I did do a couple of warm-ups before that. I just want to tell you about one of them, absolutely true story. We did this little theatre. I stayed in this 2-star hotel. Me!
Ricky Gervais has set the internet ablaze with his scathing commentary on Keir Starmer's leadership. But what's really behind his frustration with the Labour leader? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. In a surprising twist, Gervais finds himself praising Donald Trump's recent calm demeanor. Is this a sign of changing tides in political discourse? Or just another example of the comedian's trademark sarcasm? In a surprising turn of events, Ricky Gervais, known for his biting comedy and sharp criticism, has found himself in an unexpected position, praising Donald Trump. The comedian's recent comments about the former president's demeanor during a speech have left many scratching their heads. What could have prompted this unlikely shift? Trump's latest public appearance caught Gervais' attention for all the right reasons. Gone was the bombastic rhetoric and inflammatory language that had become his trademark. Instead, viewers were treated to a calm, measured performance that seemed almost out of character for the often controversial figure.
I warmed up at the Royal Albert Hall for you, so... Actually, I did do a couple of warm-ups before that. I just want to tell you about one of them, absolutely true story. We did this little theatre. The road manager came and said, I've booked you in. Just go straight in, just go straight through the bar and your room's at the end of the corridor. Just hide out there, no one will bother you, and I'll pick you up And we stayed in a place just outside Luton called Dunstable.
The speech, which focused on economic policies and international relations, showcased a side of Trump that many had doubted existed. His tone was measured, his points were articulated clearly, and he managed to avoid the kind of off-the-cuff remarks that had previously landed him in hot water. It was as if someone had swapped out the firebrand we've come to expect with a more traditional statesman. Gervais, never one to mince words, expressed his surprise at Trump's newfound composure. He pointed out specific moments in the speech where Trump demonstrated restraint, particularly when addressing criticism from political opponents. Instead of launching into personal attacks, Trump stuck to policy discussions and factual rebuttals. This marked departure from his usual style left Gervais and many others wondering if we were witnessing a genuine evolution in Trump's approach to leadership. And the public reaction to Trump's performance has been mixed, to say the least. Longtime supporters are celebrating what they see as a more presidential Trump, one who could potentially broaden his appeal beyond his base. Critics, on the other hand, remain skeptical, viewing this as nothing more than a temporary change in tactics rather than a fundamental shift in character. So what's behind this unexpected praise from Gervais? The comedian, known for his astute observations of human behavior, seems to have picked up on something that goes beyond mere surface-level change. He suggests that Trump's calmer demeanor might be a strategic move, a way of wrong-footing his opponents and reshaping public perception. Gervais theorizes that by adopting a more measured approach, Trump is forcing his critics to engage with his ideas rather than his personality. It's a clever tactic that could potentially neutralize some of the most common criticisms leveled against him. By appearing more presidential, Trump may be laying the groundwork for future political endeavors, whether that's another run for office or simply maintaining his influence within the Republican Party. While Trump's strategic shift has caught attention, Starmer's leadership seems to be fading into the background. Is the Labour leader's invisibility a calculated move or a sign of a deeper problem? Recent polling data paints a concerning picture for the Labour Party under Starmer's guidance. Voters are expressing growing dissatisfaction with his leadership style and what many perceive as a lack of innovative ideas. Starmer's approach to key issues, particularly immigration, has become a lightning rod for criticism.
I walked in, it's loud, packed with people, bloke in a suit, could have been the groom, I don't care. I walked in and he went, Brent! Oh, think of that, I just shout it out, that's brilliant, just, oh, God. I was going to bed, but do you want to be mates? Stayed in this 2-star hotel. Me!
As Trump takes a more aggressive stance on border security, Starmer faces scrutiny for perceived inaction. This stark contrast has left many wondering, where are Starmer's big ideas? The Labor leader's performance during moments of crisis has raised eyebrows. Critics point to instances where Starmer has appeared to deflect tough questions rather than confront them head-on. This behavior has led to perceptions of indecisiveness, a quality that sits uncomfortably with voters looking for strong leadership in uncertain times. But is Starmer's cautious approach a deliberate strategy? Some experts suggest it might be. The theory goes that by avoiding bold statements or controversial positions,
9 o'clock tomorrow morning, you'll be all right. I went, oh, God. He went, oh, I must warn you, there's a wedding on. Oh, for better, about a year ago, I work in XFM sometimes, and about a year ago, I got into the lift. What's the best he thought could happen with that? What was he hoping for? That I'd hear him shout that, and I'd turn around and go, who said that then? And just as the lift doors were closing, a bloke sort of made it in. I think he was a workman there, he had a little logo on his shirt. And he clocked me and he went,
Starmer is playing it safe, hoping to sidestep potential mistakes that could be used against him. However, this tactic comes with its own risks. What Starmer might see as prudent restraint, the public could interpret as a lack of urgency in addressing pressing issues. The current standing of the Labor Party in polls reflects this growing perception gap. There's a sense that Starmer is out of touch with the electorate, especially when compared to the boldness exhibited by figures like Trump. It's a stark reminder that in politics, sometimes playing it safe can be the riskiest move of all. Adding to Starmer's woes are the inherited policies that continue to haunt his leadership. Take the Rwanda migrant plan, for instance. This controversial policy remains mired in legal challenges, further complicating Starmer's leadership narrative and contributing to public frustration. It's a perfect storm of circumstances that leaves Starmer looking reactive rather than proactive. So what's really behind Starmer's seemingly invisible leadership? Is it a carefully crafted strategy of patience or a fundamental lack of vision? The jury's still out, but one thing's clear. In the court of public opinion, Starmer's cautious canvas is struggling to compete with Trump's bold strokes. As we draw the curtain on this tale of two leaders, it's clear that Trump and Starmer represent starkly different approaches to political leadership. Trump's bold, decisive style has captured media attention and resonated with many voters, while Starmer's measured approach has left some feeling disconnected. In today's fast-paced political arena, the ability to engage the public effectively has become paramount. But what does this mean for the future of political leadership? Are we heading towards an era where style trumps substance, where quick decisions and media savvy outweigh careful deliberation? Ricky Gervais, in his typically provocative manner, suggests that the most effective leaders today are those who can balance decisiveness with thoughtfulness, boldness with caution. Perhaps the ideal leader is one who can project confidence while still maintaining a measured approach to policy making. As voters, we're left to ponder, what do we truly value in our leaders? Are we willing to sacrifice careful consideration for the sake of quick action? Or is there a middle ground that can satisfy our need for both decisiveness and wisdom in leadership?